You're supposed to do the
threes. We are here.
Oh
it's
my.
Plot Points. We're back in session, and I want to welcome all of you, our fantastic viewers, to the table with the most amazing players on the internet. That's right, you've come to Plot Points, where we're making it happen tonight, and you get to be the best player in the house because you have the opportunity to influence the game like no other stream that I know of. We give you lots of options because you know what? The best plotter is the plotter who's doing it from behind the scenes. So we want to welcome all of you to our stream tonight, invite you to participate, and real quick we're going to do that countdown starting with Nerida, Stranger, who is Nerida's player, introducing herself and then calling out the next one.
Shit, I forgot how to do this. Hi, I'm Stranger. I sort of run a cool, it's been a week and I don't remember my spiel. A cool queer podcast, that's the word, thanks much. D&D 5e queer podcast on Deck of Queers. That's what her name is. I forgot her name from there. Kitty.
Okay. Hi, I'm Kitty Doe. I have a YouTube channel called Kitty Doe. I will be posting a video after the stream, so if you want to go check out my YouTube channel after that, feel free to. I will pass it on over to Spooks.
Oh my, that's me. Hello. I'm Daniel, or Spooks, or whatever you want to call me. I am a master fluent in nuclear karate, and also I have a tiny little Twitter page where I post scribbles. You can just look it up at @SpookSalty. That it. All right, Colton, you next.
Hi, my name's Colton. I go by Not Lock now, and a bunch of other Undead Zed, and a lot of different weird names that I've accumulated over the years of playing games online. I'm currently helming a Goblin Barbarian who is trying to chase down a werewolf. I think it will kill me, but we're gonna do it anyway. To Alex.
Yeah, I'm Alex. I occasionally do a podcast called Three Minds. You can check it out at buzzsprout.com. 3minds.buzzsprout.com. But also, I am the host of the very popular radio show 75.5 The Weasel,
I thought it was
which you'll be seeing here
97.5.
today. It changes every time. Every time.
You never know which direction he's coming from.
Yeah. I also play a tiefling named Rembrandt, who is the reason why our fun goblin here named Klaak might get murdered by a werewolf.
These are falling over at me. Well, that didn't work. This is what happens when you... That will be the extent of my time for issues for tonight. Well, thank you very much for that. I think that's everybody, right? Didn't miss anybody? Cool. Well,
Unless somebody wants to go twice.
I will.
Hi, I'm Kitty Doe.
Check out her video after the stream.
Yeah.
I thought...
Right here.
And here I thought Doggy Bread was going to talk from behind you. It's like...
No, now she's just a decoration. Till next
She's got the
April
mustache
Fools.
now.
Need to draw a stick-on mustache for your doppelganger.
Yeah.
I have one somewhere. I would leave, but we're about to start, so
Oh no,
I feel awkward walking away.
We're already voting on tech problems. Oh golly. Something with the DM mic. No, we're not having any DM mics. It's all working smooth. I am DM Legend and Song. I'm DM Sean. So hey, I'm the story guide for the game, and we are here to have a good time. I am literally the see-through DM, so that anybody watching can see right through me, because it turns out that on a green screen, my yellow wants to fade out just as much, so which I didn't expect. But hey, speaking of being captured, speaking of escaping, let's get right into the game. Hey, welcome Spicy, welcome Spook Nasty, welcome everybody. Good to have you all here tonight. Spook Nasty, you're sitting at the table with us, so...
I sure am.
If you're not here, we got some real problems. Oh my. Oh, love it. We left off 2 weeks ago, and if you were in for last week, you probably noticed something a little peculiar. Our one shot actually took a place right above where these guys were at, so we didn't really do something different. What we did was we filled out some of those details from what our viewers were asking us, giving a little behind the scenes what's happening, and tantalizing our regular players with some Easter eggs that they might not have known. But right now, we're going to pick up exactly where we were, which is in the Underdark, having left the giant lake, if we shall call it such, at the bottom, where they've literally annihilated Kuatoa, washed out ancient cities, taken on Limu Gugun, and then left with this wolf kind who is leading them on, leading them upwards, chosen to chase him down, kind of gotten in his face and whatnot, did some interesting things there. Before finally, Remy chose to give up this artifact that belonged to somebody else, the Coast family, who he had acquired when they had killed a furry early on and taken his items. So he gives it over to this wolf kind, and the wolf kind, at one point they were talking about some of the history of the Underdarks and things that were happening. He said it's better off not pursued, and shreds the journal right in front of him and scatters it to the winds and then leaves.
Oh.
These other individuals then chose to pick up the journal and whatnot, these little bits. Aathos as well as Remy and whatnot got some of these things together and whatnot, and proceeded to start looking at not only the damage but what was inside it. And that was when Remy, on a very successful roll, realized this isn't the same journal. What was ripped up is not it. And we left off with Remy in a truly agitated state. So let's take it away. Remy, it's on you.
That furry sack of filth. As he's sort of panting, running down towards the Godfrey, just a little bit ahead of him, running after further down the passageway or tunnel or whatever, towards where the wolf kind is running. I think Klaak also started running. I think Nerida also started.
I think Nerida is ahead, like
Yeah.
like a little couple feet ahead of you.
Double dash.
Double dashing.
That's double dash, yeah. Well, the Nerida is quite ahead of me.
I just like pass him like, Remy, where are you going?
He's a liar. He's that thing.
Okay.
If you're gonna
Want him?
die and you know
Or
what,
not?
clap your hands.
Now, if I remember correctly, when we left off last time, since Huxley, with his asthmatic self, is quite slow, Aathos picked him up and started running along with him. That I'm assuming that is still the case.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I guess in the bridal carry run that with the double Huxley going on right here, he'll probably keep following behind and lean in close. I'd really like to rest.
You can put me down. It's okay.
Keep up, Lore Master.
Or Master 2.0.
I'm trying.
Soft sobs.
As you're literally Nerida takes off flying, Remy passing Remy and whatnot, running by, and we have this. What do you even look like, Aathos, right now?
Right now it looks to be a domed head with the lenses as spoken of before, but the rest of the body is covered in just different pieces of clothing that they're covered from head to toe, likely scavenged.
Okay.
Just ripped cloth, tattered old pieces, whatever they could find.
And I'm taking it, Klaak, you're dragging your sword behind you, sending off, the occasional, as it hits a rock, a little spark, dragging this. You guys are hoofing it, making good time. Nerida, you're clearly getting towards the front and whatnot, but again, you guys were all picking up the papers before Remy had time to investigate, looking at this thing and realizing that he believes the wolf kind has left with the other thing. Nerida, you're the first one, since you've already gotten some distance on the others, to hear. What are you using? Are you still using Remy? Is that light dagger, that 5-foot light thing?
Yep.
Yep, I think it lasts as long as I need it to. So
It does. I'm just sitting here thinking about her running along a thin path in the dark with only 5 foot
5 feet of
visibility.
light.
So you're gonna have to make I'm gonna call it 3 successive acrobatics checks, because you are running recklessly through the dark.
Okay.
Next to the cliff that falls hundreds of feet off.
Something tells me this is not the scariest challenge a rogue has ever faced.
Hold on, is my Beyond 20 working? I don't know if it's working.
It's time to see whether the dice like us today, I guess, right?
I don't know if Beyond 20 is working.
I didn't see anything pop up.
The first roll was a 23.
Oh,
I was just checking if it was working on my end.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know why it's not working on mine. I think my computer updated while I was gone without my permission.
Oh no.
And I had a Beyond 20 tab open that was not open when I left.
Mike's tech issues.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Everybody make a roll and just make sure it's working. We already know it's not working for Stranger. If everybody
Although
else
I do want to say that it did. If you have D&D Beyond up, it will show the roll because I did see that whenever she rolled it.
Yeah, so my first roll was a 23, even though it's not showing for some reason. And the thing, let's see, the second roll, now that I refreshed it, it still doesn't want to show. And I don't have my scores in roll 20 yet. Second was an 18, and then after this one, I'll just investigate why it's doing this. Third one was only a 12. And I'll look into why it's not doing that right now.
So, welcome back to 75.5 The Weasel.
Yeah.
Hey, Remy, how many plot points do you have?
I have 39 plot points at my disposal. I believe that Godfrey came with 10,000, so if you just want to add those in there too.
That's cool, because when he goes into full Godzilla mode, he'll be using those against you. Oh, did I say that out loud? Stranger, how many plot points do you have?
62.
62. Okay. There we go. One of the things that we started doing since you guys were here last is putting those on the screen so that all our viewers can then either encourage you to use them or not, and wonder who's doing what, because our viewers like to kind of look at what the players have. Isn't that funny how viewers want to do that? All right, let's pull that down a little bit. Boom. Good enough. You go flying along, no problems. You keep your step. Once your foot slips off the edge, that's your 12, but you're able to keep your balance, keep going. But it's in that same spot where you were slipping when you slow down just a hair enough that you hear with your perception a cry for help down in the dark.
Uh-oh.
Do you wish to keep running?
Does it sound like Wolfie Boy?
Make a perception roll for us.
Okay. Let's see. Do I have my proficiencies and stuff in here? I don't. Alright, let's see if I fixed it. I have not fixed it, and I only rolled a 6. I can't tell.
Yeah, it was too faint.
I'm still trying to fix it.
Yeah, you can spend a round here and just kind of listen or call out or...
Sean, can you just help with my mental picture, but can you describe like what it looks like the tunnel we're in or whatever, just running down it, like how windy it is and stuff?
You've left the Durgar establishment behind, and what you end up doing is, as you run along, you are on a narrow ledge, literally about 18 inches to 24 inches wide, just wide enough for one person to uncomfortably walk, not usually run, and heading up with a large wall on your left that goes up overhead, no lights whatsoever, complete darkness, and you know from past experience that the cliff edge that you're next on your right, that open space, plummets about 200 feet down towards the rocks and the water below. So
okay,
literally walking in darkness, wall on one side, tiny little edge of a cliff.
Yeah, in that case, maybe Remy would like treat this as difficult terrain, just because he's seen these like crumble and stuff like that. So he'd probably, if he's running on a cliff, maybe after a few moments pass, the adrenaline slows down. He'll sort of realize he might run right off the cliff.
Anybody running is definitely going to be making rolls. You might have better vision though. 5 foot vision.
Yeah, 60 feet, but still. I think once the adrenaline starts wearing off, Remy will sort of slow down. Meanwhile, Nerida, like a sports car, a sports car that can't hear.
Yeah.
Nerida, what is your choice? And
I'm gonna slow down for briefly to normal speed so I can kind of listen in, and I'm gonna shout, "Is that you, Mr. Wolfman? Did you fall?"
You hear a response shouting up, "I need help!" And it does not sound like the wolf.
Oh, great. I hate
Moral
making
dilemma.
choices.
Bum, bum,
Hate
bum.
making choices. I'm gonna shout out, backwards over my shoulder to Remy, be like, do you want the wolf guy or do you want to help a random stranger who fell?
You found a ranger?
No!
What?
I'm gonna keep running.
Take off. You are running, and will you be double dashing this round?
I will.
Okay, make yourself an acrobatics roll, please.
I think my numbers on roll 20 in my character sheet on
Wow,
roll 20
look
are
at that,
good,
it
so I'll just go
popped
through
up.
that.
It
Well, that
popped up.
wasn't beyond 20.
Oh,
I didn't
yes,
fix
I see.
it.
Oh,
I
Stra-
just made my things on roll
Stranger
20.
put in work. She made it better for us.
I made it work.
That'll absolutely work and whatnot. No problem. You
It was
go flying
accidentally
away from
at advantage, and I didn't mean it to be, but you know what?
Just
Oops.
Take the first one when it happens.
Yes,
that's all.
exactly.
So you go taking off, tearing off into the dark, using your little 5 foot of light around you, and managing to keep your footing and whatnot. So you're doing pretty well. You tear off into the darkness. The rest of you hear this call back about, it echoes. Well, no, it actually doesn't echo because it's all open on the right. But you hear the voice ahead when Nerida asked the question of Rembrandt. I don't know, Huxley, Aathos, and Klaak, what you're planning to do with that.
Huxley is catching up.
And Remy here, even Remy hearing Nerida like call back would probably slow him down too. So I don't know if he would end up here, like how far away he is, or if he would end up hearing these same calls or whatever.
Well, was doubling for multiple rounds, so she got literally like half a football field ahead of you. It was really in the distance because if
Party up, bitches!
Yeah, I just don't know how much ground she covered since she heard it. Right? That was
Not much. A little bit. A little bit.
I will say that once Aathos gets up towards that hole, he'll probably kind of slow down and kind of look down the hole and then towards everybody else that's kind of still moving along and start having a dilemma of choice.
there is no hole, you are walking along the edge of a cliff, so everything to the right is open.
Wait a minute. So the guy was. So I know we don't know this, but the guy was calling from like the cliffside of like very far down.
You don't know how far down until you get closer if you even interact.
Yeah.
But it is definitely over the cliff. Yes.
Okay.
So, hey, welcome, Shiki. Glad to have you here tonight. Oh, and now we have a new subscriber. Woohoo! And I see Alex is contributing to a one-shot. Oh, I see. There is another thing I just want to offer to our viewers. One of the things that we changed was we had a request. 100,000 is really hard to reach for the deck of many things. So what we did was we set it up as a goal so that all of the viewers can donate to get to that 100,000 and make Alex smile all the quicker when all the players of whatever stream we're doing at that time have to draw from the deck of many things. So
that
now,
deck
each of you
stole
can
my
participate
soul.
as much as you would like.
That deck stole my stats!
The
That
18
deck gave me a lot of cool abilities.
It killed my level 1 wizard.
It.
Deck
I
stole
do
my
avoid it.
18 natural stat that I rolled first thing of the... I'm mad about it.
At least you survived.
I didn't,
I
did you
shouldn't-
recall? I didn't, I
shouldn't-
died.
Oh yeah.
That's
oh,
why
yeah.
I lost my
shouldn't.
powers.
I shouldn't. Well, I shouldn't be.
That's true.
That's the thing, right? That was the thing that
Anyway.
Colton always threatened me with.
That's it. Going into nothingness, and you went for it anyway, and the chat pulled you back. I love it. Chat helping out as much as they can. All right, so, whew. Nerida, you are sprinting off into the darkness, continuing along this edge and whatnot. Remember, it took you guys hours to get down here and whatnot, so she's cooking ahead of you. Remy, you come up near. I need you to make a perception roll, please.
Okay, I am supposed to be okay at these, is what I will say before I get Chad's hopes up. 19. Never mind, I'm great.
Dude, you rocked it. That's a fantastic roll. You hear this cry for help And the cry not only says help, but it's like, oh God, they've left me. Clearly the person hasn't heard you coming by, and it's over the edge, and you realize it's not Nerida's voice.
So Remy sort of like, I guess maybe like physically jumps in the air and sort of skids across the ground, probably like hearing a voice, and maybe at first he thought it was Nerida. So there's what? Is someone there? Nerida?
Help! Yes! Please! I got pushed off the edge! Get me up! I don't know how long I can hold on!
Push it off the edge. Hold on! And he'll sort of like come towards the edge and look over and say, and then sort of maybe call off to the side. Nerida, Klaak, anyone, there's someone, they're in trouble.
I have a rope, I think. I could help. Can I see them from where I'm at, like on the side of the hill?
Well, your speed is 30, if I remember. Which
I think I'm like right up with Remy.
Yeah, you would not have fallen behind at all. It would only be Huxley in the back that's kind of like doing a little bit slower speed. Athos would have been able to keep up. Because
the
Athos,
double Hux.
There you go. It's a double helix.
Yeah.
So the group of you get up there, slow down. You hear this voice over the edge and whatnot. Looking down over the edge, there's an individual clinging onto the side of this cliff face. You can't tell what they're holding on to, but they're about 40 to 50 feet down or so, somewhere in that range.
Okay. Remy will look to the side and say, Godfrey, go bring Nerida back here.
Start lowering my rope.
Godfrey's gonna have trouble getting past you on this little 2-foot ledge without knocking you off.
Well, he should be in front of me.
Oh, did you want him in front? Okay.
Yeah, he's faster than me, so he would have been covering ground faster than me.
Yeah, I didn't know that you were sending him off. All right, so if that's the case, if you were sending him ahead of you, I'm not sure he's even in earshot, but yeah, he's running ahead. Okay.
Okay.
So
he knows where I am.
Yeah, I just pictured he was on guard duty with you. So.
Okay. I just figured he'd be in front of me because of the running, but
Really?
So Remy will get his like. He'll see about trying to like get the rope of coiling out and be like, maybe we should use this, or do you think it's fairly strong and might help pull them up?
And as you pull it out,
showing
it's
it to
fully
Klaak.
coiled.
A rope is a rope to me. What is this? Why is this rope better than that rope?
It's just very strong, remember? And he says, never mind, just help them. and Remy will sort of try and toss the rope down over the edge if he can see.
So this guy gets hit by 2 ropes.
Yeah, I guess.
One of the things that you notice is that Colton's rope, as it flies down thick and heavy, boof, 50 feet, kind of uncoiled as it goes near him. Whereas the rope that Remy throws out seems to go out almost slowly, in slow motion, kind of going down and slowing further and further as it goes out. And I'm not even sure it's gonna. You have so much rope. Yeah, so yeah, your rope goes out, just the sheer weight of it passes the man, because yours is like 200 feet long, if I remember, isn't it, or something close to that. It's this thinner rope, but much bigger. Anyways, the man says, "Oh God, thank you!" And moments later, you feel a weight on your rope, Colton. And it jerks against you. You have no problem holding it. I mean, you're just like anchored in. You've got a low center of gravity. You don't get pulled over the edge or anything. And the person's on it. Remy, the person has not taken your rope. You don't feel any weight on it. But you can see that Colton's rope has gone taut.
Okay. Remy doesn't want to lose the rope because it's magic. So he'll probably like start tying it to like his belt or to his like some part of him, or I don't know if he has a belt, but just some part of him before going to try and help Klaak pull the man up. So he'll be taking time to sort of secure his own rope to himself.
You have it tied around you easily, and when you do and you knot it, you feel like the rope that you're tying is actually like fighting you a little bit as you knot it, as if it doesn't like to be knotted. But
Good
you
to
can get
know.
around you easily.
It will eventually strangle me. Wonderful. And then he'll go over to Klaak and start like. He may not be putting full effort into it, but he wants to make it look like he's saving the person at least. Even though I'm sure the like super jacked goblin's doing a lot more work than the scrawny artificer.
Klaak, with his sword laid on the side next to him, is literally just hand over hand pulling this up, and behind him, Remy kind of grabs the loose end and is like, yeah, we're pulling this thing, you know? It's like, as Klaak does all the work. It doesn't
Hold
take...
fast, man!
The individual is being helped up, tries to help as best they can using their legs to kick off Klaak, but it's no issue for you to get this individual to the top. And what you end up pulling up is an individual, thick brown robe, young man, appears to be, at least, covered in grime and dirt, and just incredibly grateful. His thick brown hair tousled in front of his eyes, and he goes, I thought I was gonna die. And he looks at you and he goes, oh. And then he looks around and sees the Tiefling and the Goblin, and oh my, thank you. I think.
No, it's just a human.
Do you think they know Huxley? They tend to know each other, right? It's a sort of like.
There's all the same, right? There's not that many of them, so it's probably fine.
Yes, I'm looking
Huxley,
for
we
Huxley.
found your cousin. He calls back.
My cousin? I don't have any cousins.
Uncle, then maybe. He looks a bit young to be an uncle.
I don't think my father or my mother had any siblings either. At least not that I knew of.
Who are you? Sort of getting maybe a bit too close to his face as he like steps forward and is sort of looking him up and down.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Don't intimidate him.
Do I really come across as intimidating?
When you get in people's faces, I feel a little intimidated, and you're not even in my face yet.
It's probably the horns. Anyway, who are you? You.
The individual looks and says, I am looking for Huxley, actually, and oh wait, so then you, and he points a finger at Rembrandt and goes, you'd be Rembrandt, and looks around kind of confused. He goes, I'm confused. There was supposed to be, well, there's a lot of you here, but you don't look like who I was told to look for.
Look, someone told you to look for. How do you know my name?
Were you sent by the benefactor too?
The eyes light up. Huxley, who's now come up close by, is kind of peering over the edge a little bit, you know, because you're all standing in single file as you pull this individual up amongst you, between Remy and Klaak, and Huxley peers around Aathos and Remy and looks, and he goes, oh my, yeah, the benefactor sent me to talk to your group, Huxley, but I don't know where they are, and I know the Remy here is the Tiefling, right? Rembrandt?
Just take deep breaths, it's okay. This is Rembrandt, and this over here is Nerida, and this is
Nerida's
Klaak.
not with you.
Nerida's somewhere else. It's fine. She's around though. And then this is I don't think I ever got your name.
Last time I checked, they were you.
Looks at his mirror self.
Just leans in really close and just whispers, I'm not here.
Can I want to try
and
to...
he's not here.
I want to smell
That's
this
his name.
new person.
I don't understand it, but that's fine.
You want
Enthusiastic nodding.
Yes, I think the werewolf might have hidden as a man here. Can I smell this man?
He goes, that wolf thing? That's what shoved me off the edge.
See?
A story.
That dirty furball is ruining everyone's lives, not just ours.
You know, maybe he didn't see him. It is a tight ledge.
All I know is I was coming down, sent to find all of you, and suddenly it barreled into me. I tried grabbing on, and he looks at his hand and he goes, I swear, the fur.
The benefactor must have really cared about us to send multiple people to come
hold
find
on.
us.
Why would the benefactor send two people to find us. One considerably more capable than the other. No offense, just, wolf person. Bit bigger and, they are the one that pushed you off.
Wait, that wolf was sent...
Sorry. Yes. What is the name of your benefactor?
Says the name of my benefactor, or just the individual that I work with all the time?
But you don't know their name.
No, usually they just send me messages on where I need to go, and I get food for my family, and our life has been so much better ever since.
How do you get these messages?
Usually he sends them with somebody else. Well, I guess I'm assuming it's a he, but usually it just tells me something that I need to do, and then later on, they'll ask me to do something like now, and it's just such a joy to help out because we've been so blessed ever since, and now that the wall is in chaos, it's just it's
So this is a human, right?
Yes, that you're talking to. Yeah.
Okay. So Rembrandt will
Young
sort of
boy,
just cut him off and say, "How did you even get down here?"
Says I was told to go to the cow pasture, and then there would be a door, and I would meet some individuals there, and Arius and all the others that were there, the Wayward, they were trying to close it off and whatnot, and I said, could I please go through before they did, and they let me.
I do want to say that whenever they started talking about the Wolfman, Aathos would have changed into the Wolfman, and now he's standing behind everybody going like, ugh, ugh, ugh.
I'm going to have to make a roll for that, because that's...
Rembrandt will sort of just start asking questions, and then he'll sort of like look away to think for a moment, and then he'll look and see the wolf kind and go, "Oh God!"
He's there. Let's take it. He's probably got it in his pack. We found him.
It doesn't look like he's holding a pack. Huxley, why didn't you say so? I thought it was in front of us.
The clothes didn't change, by the way. It still looks like ratty old clothes and stuff. It's just the head.
Huxley, grab him before he gets away.
Wait, Huxley, I don't think that... You are a peculiar thing, aren't you? As Rembrandt looks him up and down again.
I put on the screen the order just to help the audience understand that while Nerida is not with them and whatnot, on the cliff edge, so that you can see Huxley in the order they're in, and the gap in between Klaak and Remy is where you have this new young boy on the cliff edge.
We have been talking for a while and making a good bit of noise. You think Nerida might have turned back by now?
No, she was already down near half a football field away. You guys are just talking.
Gosh, why are you so fast? You're like a cheetah.
That was why I was like 3 rounds, and then we did another couple rolls, and it's like...
Double dash. So fast.
Yeah.
Literally double it. She did well.
We're just going to end up walking along and finding her collapsed from exhaustion.
Just like...
Or the wolf collapsed from exhaustion, whoever's first.
Yeah, she burnt 20,000 calories in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, let's cut over to Nerida. Nerida has been sprinting along, and again, like I said, this took hours to come down, so you've got some more acrobatics checks coming up as you continue to double dash through the dark to catch up to this individual. I'm trying to think of his pace, so I let him leave just long enough. Investigation checks are usually 10 minutes, but we just glanced at the journal, so it's only a few minutes. But these are rounds, 6 seconds, I don't know. Let's use dice. Dice are so fun. I could make an arbitrary decision, but it's so much more fun when the dice dictate how many more rolls Nerida has to make to catch up.
Oh boy.
The dice do not love you. Let's just start rolling while we wait till we get there, and sadly. So go ahead and make your first one, and we'll narrate as we go till you get up to the number. It's not horrible.
8.
8.
The +6.
With a +6, y'all. I got an 8.
You did not get a nat 1, which is beautiful. However, as you're running, literally, this just happens to be one of the points on the ledge where it cut in, varying from 24 to 18 inches or so, and you go spinning off the side. So make an acrobatics check to try to catch on to the side, the same as our friend back there.
18.
Woo! It's like falling off the rigging. It happens once in a while, but you know what? When you know what to grab for, you're like, there's going to be a rope. And sure enough, there's a root, not a rope. And you latch onto this thing. You fell down, let's say... The dice really aren't liking you. We're going to go with 20 feet. So you were able to grab on, no falling damage because you didn't hit anything. You just swung over on the rope and you're on the edge of the wall. You can choose to start using your climb if you have your tools and whatnot to start climbing up the edge of this.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a little slower. You can't quite dash up the edge and
No.
whatnot, but I don't think we really need to make acrobatics. Are you playing it safe or are you going for speed? What are you doing? Oh,
I'm going for speed.
Do me a favor and let's see if you held on to your little lit dagger or not. That seems like a fair compromise. Sleight. What do we think, folks? I don't really think it's sleight of hand, but I want to give her every advantage. Let's go with sleight of hand. Normally I would have to do something with grapple and strength, but
18.
yeah, you're fine. You literally like whipped onto this. You got it. You're going for speed. Scramble.
Got the
up this.
dagger between my teeth. I'm
She
climbing.
stabs.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love
she
it.
stabs the root with it.
That is beautiful. All right, so scramble up the side here. Go ahead, since you're going for speed, we're gonna have you make a couple more checks. Make 2 acrobatics checks to climb it up.
Another 8 and an 11.
Well,
This is like the theme. The dice are not your friend tonight.
Not
Oh,
tonight.
man.
Roll 20.
they'll let you keep
Me.
they'll let you keep a dagger, but floor underneath your feet. Nope.
You're finding that as you're pulling at this and the sides of this, whether it's age, whether it's something that's changed, but parts of it seem to fall away, causing you to actually slip back further. You are able to hold on to the side, but you just slid down now to 30 feet. I'm pretty sure you're going to have to slow it down if you want to safely get to the top.
Okay. I'll do that.
All right. And I'm assuming you have climbing gear standard to a rogue and whatnot that you could slip on.
I believe so. Let me double check my equipment because I know at one point I gave my hammer to Remy. I have pitons, but I don't have a hammer because I gave my hammer to Remy.
Yeah, but if you got the... All right. Yeah, I guess we all kind of see that different. Like the hammer and the pitons, or pitons, however you would like to say it.
I do have a crowbar. I can use that as a makeshift hammer.
There you go. Moments later, you guys are hearing tinks echo somewhere far up ahead. Maybe there's some miners coming, and
Sounds like a landslide. I hope we're safe up here.
there you go. And Nerida, you're gonna continue to work the next couple rounds, getting towards the surface, the top edge. Unless I get a botch, should be fine. It shouldn't be an issue. Yeah, you're fine. So you get right up to the top of the edge. But will you be starting the sprint again? You've wasted at least a minute or so, in this whole kerfuffle getting to the top because it's not quick and easy to get back up there.
Looks like the dice decide. Even says I do. Continue
One of the
running.
interesting things was, Nerida, is while you were down at the bottom, you heard what is now a familiar sound of mechanical legs rushing by, and you know that Godfrey has passed you by.
Okay. Well, still gonna go with an even says I keep running and an odd says I don't. That's a natural 1, so I guess I don't. I guess I turn back.
Okay. Godfrey is now the only one that's gone up ahead, and you decide to let the wolf kind go.
Yeah, the dice said so.
She's like, I carry these lucky dice with me everywhere I go. They decide my fate. Wonderful. So you turn back. Are you walking or are you double dashing to get back there?
I'm running to get back.
Roll them dice. I think we rolled about 5 on the way up here, so... Oh my.
13!
Slip it on the edge, but you stay on it?
Alright.
Just using
And
your
24.
skills. You're great. You got this 3 more times. We're doing a total of 5.
Oh, okay.
We rolled 5 getting up here.
Oh,
Beautiful.
yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, you are practically like bouncing off the walls as you come running
Yeah,
back.
I learned my lesson going here, and I remember it. I'm just like,
Sliding up, you skid right next to Klaak. Seeing they have another individual,
returned.
and I would like you to make
who
a
the fuck is
perception-
this?
I'd like you to make a perception roll for me, please.
Alright.
I mentioned.
Unnatural 1.
An unnatural
We have
one.
a redeemed minor NPC.
One of the things that you notice is that sneaky wolf man is right there just beyond Remy. Because seeing over Klaak's easy. And there you go. He's like right with the party. He double backed on you. How he did it, that son of a gun, but clearly.
Gonna tackle him.
Yeah, you would have to jump over Klaak and Rembrandt to get to the wolf. On the floor.
Excuse me. The wolfman is here. Excuse me.
No, that's we don't think that's the wolf. Have you met our new friend?
No.
Gesturing at the new human.
Oh, who the fuck is this?
I don't
This
know. I was
one
trying to
who's
get.
calling out for help?
Yes. Wait, did you just run by? You heard him and you just kept
You
running.
wanted me to chase the wolfman.
The kid's
Yes,
eyes
wait,
are like
wait,
going
where's-
wide, hearing that she ran by him.
Wait a minute. Where's Godfrey? I had told him to
think
come
he
after
passed
you.
me. I fell down at some point. I fell down the side at some point.
Godfrey! He starts calling out that way.
Do you want me to go fetch him? I can go fetch him.
No, let's focus on. It,
Okay.
He's a smart boy. He'll come back eventually.
Hope so.
Oh God, I hope so. That he took so long to make, and he's so cool, isn't he?
I don't know, but okay. I'm losing my accent there for some reason too.
You go a bit cockney there, but all
I don't
right,
know
all
what
right.
just happened, but whatever.
Nerida's traveled a lot of lands.
Yeah. So Rembrandt sort of faces back to the humans. Says, your name, we never quite got that either.
The young boy looks at you, kind of dumbfounded that you guys are all just like talking over him. Dumbfounded even more that this wolf is now suddenly back, cowering and backing towards Klaak a little bit. Klaak who's being shoved from the other side by Nerida as she's trying to get through all these people. The kid's kind of like really somewhat paralyzed, and he's like, he goes, you can call me. I don't remember my name.
How do you not
He's
remember your
truly
own
scared.
name?
What good are you, human? You come here, you want us to go do something. What are you wanting? You have no. You're just on a cliff.
And that, at that point, the kid literally just sits down on his butt, puts his head in his hands, and just starts to cry a little bit. He goes, "You're gonna be so upset with me."
Klaak,
The
you
wolf
have to
man
remember
pats his shoulder.
Wait, who is going
You
to be
can't
upset
get to
with
him.
you?
Remy's in the way. You guys are on
oh,
this cliff. He's bordered by Remy and Klaak.
Klaak, you have to remember they're fragile. They're there. It's quite alright. I'm sure you're fairly adequate the majority of the time.
I doubt it. Oh, let's move on. What do we need to do? What is this guy? We need to find this book so the lore master can tell me about the secrets.
And we also need to find Godfrey. Right.
Sorry, the wolfman got away from me because I fell down this stupid cliff.
He fell off a cliff.
We
Yeah,
can track
over
him.
that way, but like way far forward.
Oh, see, whatever your name is, this happens to even the most skilled adventurers. Nothing to feel ashamed of.
Except I didn't need help getting back up.
As he starts
Alright.
to finally catch his breath a little bit, listening to you, being encouraged that this happens to other adventurers, he goes, "I never wanted to be an adventurer. I just bring the messages and things that he tells me to bring.
Oh, and you are an amazing courier.
I don't know.
so-
I haven't received a message, so half of the job is not done.
I
Still,
wasn't-
That is a
No,
fair
I was
point. What
supposed
it?
to bring you a message. I was supposed to bring Huxley and Rembrandt and Bose and their team a message. And he looks over towards where he can see Nerida towering above, the smaller Klaak, and goes, and I'm guessing you're the
Water
pirate person.
Genasi. The what?
Yes. You're supposed to be a pirate, aren't you?
Sure.
You're a pirate.
Well, let's not mince words here.
I think this one knows too much about us now.
Well, there is always the
Scrambling
cliff. If that's
back
the case.
into Remy's legs.
I mean, look at me. Look at what I'm wearing. Do I look like a pirate?
Not particularly.
What?
Rembrandt's never seen a pirate in his life. He has
Rembrandt, have you never seen a pirate in your life?
Well, of course not. I live in the north.
Privileged little tiefling boy. Privileged artificer.
And then it says you just look like a whatever you are. And goes looks at this guy that's like up against his. Now, yes, well, there's the majority of us are here. So why don't you just tell us the message now, and maybe then your job can be done, and you can stop being the kind of adventurer you don't like to be, and you can go back to your family, and then I can get my book and my robot dog.
I am Saren, and I was sent by the benefactor to find Huxley's party with Rembrandt, with the rock person Bose, and the pirate Nerida, and tell you that the benefactor has a choice for you, and you get to choose which way he will guide you in the next steps, if that's what you want. And as he starts to talk, he seems to get his breath a little bit, and kind of get his moral footing under him a little bit.
Oh, the benefactor gives us a choice. We are privileged indeed.
You are a courier now, at least.
Also, since when were we Huxley's party? I always thought of this as more as my party.
I always thought of you as my subordinates.
I always just thought of a supporter. But, I mean, if it's I think it's our party, truly.
I was
We're like a democracy.
I sort of assumed it was Klaak's party ever since we came down here.
I think we're a democracy.
Maybe the benefactor hasn't gotten the memo yet. Although, he did know to send you down here, so maybe he has got the memo. Anyway, the choice, yes. Sorry, I get distracted easily.
He does.
I'm supposed to ask you what you're looking for, and the benefactor will help you get it.
I'm looking for a way into the government.
What?
There might be lizard people at the top. I'm not confirmed on that part yet.
You mean Dragonborn? Or lizard folk?
No, different.
Lizard folk.
Lizard...
It's all very complicated, but I'm almost certainly
Huxley,
sure that there is something in the government that is wrong, that is being orchestrated, and that's...
Huxley, where did you hear this?
Huxley, which government? Are we talking about the north, the south?
Well, the north is the one that matters, so I suppose that one. Yes?
Only to you. The north, the south, which one?
I believe the governments are in cahoots.
Right.
Cahoots?
To be working together.
Wow. Southlands is a strange use of language. I never... Jeez.
Means conspiring.
Oh, all right. That's more my lingo. Anyway, Huxley, I don't know if that's exactly what we're looking for, Huxley. I just...
Oh, that's what I'm looking for. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get into my problems.
I think that's a good goal to have, though. I mean,
well,
if Huxley wants to get into the government.
Well, yes, but I've never... Huxley, how are you going to get rid of lizard people? And why do you need to get rid of them? And what are... the government seem to be running... I mean, well, not running well, but running, at least.
Just because something is running doesn't mean that it's good. If your sewer is running water, but it's coming out with lots of things that will kill you, should you drink from the sewer just because it's running? Or I guess the sink. I guess that's not the same as the sewer.
From any sewer, Huxley, no.
Huxley, I think we might need to stay in reality instead of analogies.
Right, that's probably better. My point is just that I believe that the government has done some things and have tried to hide it up, and I plan to reveal it all.
Well, the government, of course they hide things from us.
And I think that needs to stop.
Yeah, okay. I can get on board with
So
this.
you think that there needs to be an end to the Empire?
I think there needs to be a change in management. One that's more honest to the people.
Oh, yes, the South is way out of control. We definitely need to get that under control right away.
No, it is.
And you, Rembrandt, what are you needing?
Well, I need that journal back, obviously. Well, or at least the knowledge that it holds. That's what really what I'm looking for, right? Well, at least
Didn't
right
you
now.
hear the wolf?
Wait,
That knowledge
wait,
brings nothing but badness.
Rembrandt will sort of mutter to himself, "What am I and then stop. And he sort of goes quiet and then sort of like kneels down to the courier and like gets close to his face and sort of whispers, "How will the benefactor know what we're asking for? Will you be the one to tell him?"
Aathos, what are you doing during all this other than standing there making poses?
Listening intently at this point. The poses has stopped as they start discussing modern events. But then after a little bit, he probably would have leaned into Huxley and went, "Is now really the time to be discussing these types of things? Can we get off the cliff?"
We should move back towards the surface.
Surface? Yes.
Humans are silly, though. I guess if we're tracking this wolf kind, that'd be good. Is anyone a good tracker?
Rembrandt's eyes have like gone very wide, and
The
he's
wolf
like
probably is.
And,
That's true.
and he's like an inch from the courier's face, and he's sort of like waiting intently for an answer. It's like almost like grabbing him by like lapels if he had him.
Saren looks at you right in the eye and says, "When I close my eyes, I can talk to him while I'm with you," he says. "So he can speak through me." And he continues to like try and find the exact words to communicate with you. So the idea is that yes, whatever you're tell him, he's communicating. He'll be able to communicate to the benefactor on your behalf.
Rembrandt will sort of continue holding him and sort of pull him close to whisper into his ear. And the benefactor will help us find whatever we're looking for, whatever it is.
He'll help
if we ask for his help.
He goes, one moment, and then he closes his eyes, puts his head forward, and it seems like he's in deep thought, and his breathing actually slows down for a minute. And then when he reopens him, he goes, yes. And he tells you that that's exactly what the benefactor is offering. Is that
what cost?
To him.
He'll
the benefactor's never asked me for a cost before.
Rembrandt will whisper to him immediately after he says that, "I need to find my sister. Her name's Leah. She's my sister, and I need you to tell the benefactor that I need help finding her. Tell the benefactor I need to find Leah."
Is that what you all want then? Is to find Leah?
Rembrandt like physically recoils once he says it, her name, like goes back, might even like get close to the cliff, like, or bump into somebody.
I want to get off.
Just ask him.
Who is Leia?
She's my sister.
You have a sister?
Oh.
Yes. Didn't you hear that bad-mouth filch saying her name with his disgusting tongue? Taunting me with her.
I do remember that. I remember being very angry at the time.
She disappeared a few years ago, and I always assumed that it was that filthy bastard that took her, but he acted like he didn't know, but he was just taunting me. I know he was just taunting. Where? Just ask the benefactor already, please. And he's getting more and more erratic, waving his hands around wildly on the cliff.
Huxley leans over to Aathos and whispers, "I bet the government stole her."
I bet somebody's gonna fall off the cliff before we're done.
Someone will put that in a poll. Her prediction.
Who's falling off the cliff next?
Next. Keyword next.
That's it. I'm waiting for you guys to throw the NPC off the cliff. It's like.
Rembrandt's
Kick him up
sort
and no, I don't.
Rembrandt's sort of looking around like, you know, he hears the blood rushing through his head, and he's sort of just looking emphatically and thinking about surging towards the courier, but then is worried like he'll lose this moment if he focuses it on too much.
Deep breath.
Just tell the benefactor. That's what we're looking for. I need to find her.
Okay. And he bows his head then for a moment, and you guys all wait in this silence while this young boy with the brown hair has his head bowed until he lifts up his eyes again and then looks towards Remy, and he goes, I can tell you that Leah, the main connection to her, is now dead, and you killed the person.
The main... You mean Finch?
He looks over towards Klaak. He goes, the benefactor says it's a goblin you knew?
We did lose her.
What's that?
Just her trail. Is this book more important or this girl?
Leah's more important than a whole library of those books.
Then we'll have to find who Finch worked for.
I suppose we will. And I think he'll be far... And I assume whoever that is far more of an adversary than Finch is. And they already know about us by now, probably. The werewolf seemed to, at least.
Is it always this dour?
Yeah.
So, I ask again, who is good at tracking people and things? We have no tracker. We have a whip master here. We have a lore master. I don't know what you do. And I don't know what you do. Are you a tracker of some sort?
Is he asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, he just shrugs.
Not very confident, this one.
Maybe an actor.
I don't know if we could use an actor.
I
we
could
could
ask my god.
We could certainly use some better liars. And he looks to Nerida and says, no offense.
Excuse you.
What would you ask your god then?
Certainly, though he does not always respond, but
As long as it doesn't involve putting that crown back on your head.
No, it has nothing to do with that.
Okay, just making sure.
It's just a headband. It's nothing.
Alright, let's walk and talk. We are still on a cliff edge.
We are on a
All
cliff,
right.
yes. And finally, Rembrandt sort of gets the memo. And again, your name, as he's sort of like, because the guy's in front of him.
Saren. He said Saren.
Saren?
Saren. Yep.
Okay. Aaron.
Sarah.
Aaron.
Saren. Okay.
Saran wrap.
There you
Yeah.
go. Plot point to deck of queers. I love it. Saran wrap.
You want to keep things fresh, just wrap him over something.
Wrap him over the head.
Yeah.
Yeah, just have him hold it. Wrap his little body around it. Hug it tight.
Gosh.
I'm leading the way.
You turn around to lead the way, and just out of force of habit, like anybody carrying a sword, whether it's Klaak picking up his and dragging behind him, you always watch for your items so that you don't knock somebody else off. And that's when you realize, Nerida, you've been robbed. Your rapier is missing, your money pouch is missing, and one of your daggers is missing. And you know you had them when you got up to this group. Literally, in fact, you can feel...
Was my money pouch where I was keeping my gem?
No, you said your gem was in your booty.
Oh yeah, I did. Okay. Whew.
Yeah, I did the same thing when I was like rolling. I was like, oh no. And I was like, wait, it's safe.
Safe in the boobs.
I was like, oh, this is gonna be so bad, and then I was like, oh, we're safe. Yeah.
I'm gonna immediately just looking around. Oh, as my timer to feed my cat goes off.
Make an investigation roll for me.
Okay. Hold on, Moxie. Hold on, I'm playing D&D.
She knows
18.
too.
Yeah.
She does.
Oh.
18. I'm still listening.
There are footsteps in the dirt along the edge that aren't yours walking up to you, and they move away. They're very soft, gentle, and they're padded as if very, very soft, specifically for moving silently.
I'm gonna follow those bitches.
They head right back up the way you
I'm
were
just gonna say,
running before.
okay, somebody has tricked us.
How do you? Yes, the wolf man. Yes, he tricked us. That's
Probably. Also, my rapier and one of my dagger, and also my money is missing. He stole my money. I'm gonna kill this bastard.
Really is always the scour.
Well, the Wolfman is with you. The Wolfman's right down there, so the wolf guy.
But we know that's not the real one.
You guys
It's
start-
strange. He just doesn't carry himself
So-
like he's big and tough.
so Nerida's at like the front of the pack, right? So
Yeah.
she start.
Yeah, you're gonna be moving
So-
at a slow speed because she's using her 5-foot light to follow these footsteps and see where they go and whatnot. So it's a slow
Huxley,
speed.
can't you make a better light?
Oh yes, would you like me to?
Yes, that'd be nice.
I need to be able to hear, and he starts to fumble around in his. What does he possibly have?
You need something to put lights on?
Well, I think it'd be better to put something. He puts it on the goblin eye and starts to pass it up so that way it's at the front of the caboose to light up the caboose.
Rembrandt won't touch that. Oh, is that?
It's small and it's portable.
I'll take it like from across from me. I'll be like, just give it here. Oh, it's squishy. Oh, it's rotting. Oh, this is glorious.
I don't quite know how you rushed across saying that I'm the caboose and you're the head.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, you're at the very back?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, never mind.
So there's definitely gotta
It's
be.
like 25 feet away.
Okay.
Does
Here,
Aathos
throw
take it?
Throw it. I'll catch it.
Oh
I've
no,
still got to get. What does it matter to me? I've got leeches on me still.
You sure do.
Anyway, sure, yeah, I'll take your goo and pass it on.
Rembrandt sort of like
I'd
puts
love
his
to
hands
take
up
your
and
goo.
like
Wait,
steps
oh
up
god,
against
that's
the
not.
Oh no! Welcome to 75.5 The Weasel. Please remember that we always follow Twitch TOS and would never, ever insinuate otherwise. So, Aathos, you have an eyeball in your hand.
And it moves to the next person.
No, it doesn't, because Rembrandt ain't touching that shit.
Can I toss it to Klaak?
You could certainly try, yeah.
You could
absolutely.
certainly try. Rembrandt will like get up against the
You
wall
can
to get
toss
away
it
from
over-
it. But
Yeah, you could toss over
I don't know if Klaak knows this handoff's happening.
Toss over Saren's head, yeah. Yeah. Toss by Remy and Saren. Go ahead, make a dexterity. Yeah, just make it a straight dexterity.
Okay.
Me or Aathos?
He's gonna make the roll to throw to you, and then based on that, I'll know what your DC is to catch it.
21.
Beautiful, brother. So just roll a dexterity to catch it. Klaak.
Nice.
Wow. It's like not
The
a
like
problem.
most unnecessary
Synchronized
roll.
Here's your rock of light.
You have your little rock of light squish in your hand, and you look at the squishy thing, which is an eyeball with two leeches, small leeches around it.
Ooh.
There you are.
Thanks. I'm gonna pull the leeches off first so they don't get on me.
The one is already stuck to his hand, literally just looking for some living flesh to latch onto. So you pick up the other eyeball with the leech, and as soon as you go to pull it off, it's trying to grab onto your fingers. But
I'm just
I'll give
gonna
you
toss it over the cliff.
Okay, I'm gonna double check. Yeah, you didn't have it on you long enough that you were able to flick it away. Klaak, you've got one stuck to your hand.
I'll try to remove it with the hand axe again. Only way to remove it.
Lays down the big sword.
I was thinking your teeth.
Yeah.
Oh,
You scrape it off, no problem whatsoever, just realizing the little suckers and barbs that it's trying to put into you, and 2 leeches down and whatnot, and you realize, the eyeball has leeches. Isn't that interesting? Yeet the leeches. Over the
leeches.
Okay, so you have a glowing eyeball to help you track, which makes it a little bit easier to see in the distance. About 100 feet up, you realize that these, and it takes a few minutes for you to figure out because they kind of move around in a circle. And you're like, did they go over the edge or what? And you're not sure if they climbed the wall or went over the edge because there's no, powdered dirt there for you to follow. But they stop after this point about 100 feet up from you. Looking up with the light up the wall and looking down over the edge, you can go ahead and make a perception roll, and we'll see if you're able to see anything.
Okay.
Let me know if you see
That's a
Godfrey.
0.
You're able to see with a nat 1 that down the cliff there are more shadows which would appear to be where the individual's gone, but you can't make out the individual. Just the way that it's based, you're like using your road talents, you're like, yeah, chances are the person went off the cliff here. Maybe if you're in fact, part of your investigation is looking for any like rope marks and whatnot, and there's a few loose stones where a rope hook could have been, and if they flipped if they did it right, you're like, that's where you would probably have done, was gone down and wanted to make a quick getaway.
Okay. I think I don't see Godfrey. I think they went down.
Maybe is it safe if I start calling for him? He shouldn't be this far.
Calling for who?
You guys have been having a whole conversation, and if he's tracked that wolf guy, it's like he might have caught up to him by now. Maybe you'll find the wolf guy dead.
Yeah. Gosh, I wish you had my command. Action's definitely not on me. Rembrandt's just thinking about a dog.
Should we continue? Should I try to climb down?
Why would you be climbing down? Huxley shouts from all the way in the back.
Because I think the wolf guy went. Because I think the wolf guy went over.
Went over where?
Over the cliff.
Why would you
Barrels.
do that?
I don't know. I am not some dumb dog guy.
Okay.
I am.
You're very pretty.
Yeah,
I
okay.
could hold a rope for you, I guess. What will you do when you get down there, though?
I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead of plan.
When they start talking about rope, Rembrandt realizes the rope's still like tied to his wrist or something like that, and he begins to like absentmindedly start untying it.
The rope tied to your wrist is coiled up. Where's the rest of the coil at? Like, is it in your backpack or?
I assume he like threw like the majority of it off, right?
Right.
So I would imagine maybe while it was tied to him, it just started wrapping around his arm more and more and more, getting more awkward. And then he finally realized that like several feet of rope is just on his arm. He's like trying to like pull it off.
Nice. Love it. I'm going to give you a plot point for that one. That's just beautiful. So yeah, you get off this whole coil of rope off of you. And untying it's easy enough because it wants to be untied. It does not want to be tied to you. So you untie this and you can shove it back in your rope or into your backpack. Moving, the real question is, are you guys going to go off the edge here? Or are you going to move forward? The young boy in between you, Saren's just, again, he has no choice. He's literally sandwiched in between you all. It's not like he can get away from you.
I don't mind going and looking for things down here. I love being down here, but if we go down, you have no plan after you get down there.
Also, I mean, I don't mean to, kill this whole we're gonna go catch this guy vibe, but you also without your main weapon. I hate to point out. And he gestures at where her rapier like would have been hanging on her side.
I noticed.
So, when you catch this ne'er-do-well, how exactly are you going to intimidate them whilst hanging from a rope?
I would like
Just
you
give
to
him,
make
like,
a
my
perception
worst.
roll, Rembrandt.
I just give him
Or
like my
something
A
else.
perception roll?
deadliest
Yeah,
glare.
Just to try and emphasize something possibly.
5.
Okay, yep, nothing on that one. I'm
Yeah.
giving you nothing. No failing forward on that.
So, I realize we have, the cliff next to us and everything, and we've got, I assume a wall, obviously, is along our side. If we look up, does it just keep going up as well, or do we hit a ceiling fairly soon, or?
No, you are in a dome. This whole thing of the last however many sessions we've been doing, you are in a massive bubble
Okay.
underground. And you are along this cliff wall that kind of goes up like this, but eventually curves over. And that's why,
Right.
again, the fall down, which is what makes the cliff so difficult, is the cliff comes back in like this away. So literally, it's not a straight up and down. It does that maybe for like 5 or 10 feet, but it just goes in. You know?
Right.
Whoever centuries and centuries or millennia ago carved this path out of the wall, literally dug it out right above you. It's like if the wall was like this, they just kind of made it a little bevel like that so that you could walk along this 2-foot path.
Big enough for goblins, it's fine.
Exactly. He's on it.
So does Nerida just glare at me when she...
Yeah, I just give you like the worst glare, and I just kind of like gesture to the short bows drawn across my chest, gesture to the arrows that are at my hip, and I just point at them.
All right, you will kill this wolfman alone, or they will kill us one at
Cannot.
a time when we go down.
Probably they will kill me.
Sorry,
And why do we have to chase them down? They will come out of the goblin hole, and we can wait at the top for them to come if they are down there.
maybe we could look for Godfrey while we
It'll
while
take
this
them
person...
weeks to go another way if they go through the tunnels.
And it's not like they can go back that way. That's where the ruined village is, and it's it's practically caving in down there. We could just, go further down the road, find my amazing construct, and then, mosey on back this way, and then, run into Mr. Wolfman and get your lovely, lovely rapier and
my 16
your money.
gold.
Yes,
and
your
my 16
money.
gold, yes.
And Rembrandt keeps looking
Alternatively-
further down the
What about
path, like
honey?
looking for his dog.
There's honey?
No, money.
There's money up ahead?
No, that's the problem.
Oh.
Well, that's not very entrepreneurial of you.
Sarah asks, "Can I go home now?"
Well,
Maybe.
do you
don't
know
know.
the way? Do you know the way home?
Well, I came from. I don't know why we keep stopping, but this path led to. I told you I came through the wall, and that was where. But they were closing that off too. They said so. I don't know. This is the way I
And-
wanted to get back.
And the benefactor hasn't indicated a good route for you home at all? Or?
I didn't think to ask that. He's always. I just wanted to deliver the message, and now that you have. your
You
answer, I just
really
wanna
aren't
go
the you really aren't the biggest forward thinker. So who the hell sent the Wolfman? Remember, it's like getting increasingly more frustrated with his
It might
dog
have
not
still
being-
been the benefactor. You might have sent the Wolfman first and then sent the other. I also still have these, and I just pull out that ceremonial longsword that I almost forgot about.
The witch sword?
The ceremonial longsword.
Where
That
was
we
that
got-
from? Refresh my memory.
That was from the furry guy.
Oh
person.
yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, I totally forgot about that thing.
I did too until I looked in my inventory.
Oh, I should
Yeah, that would have been
cast
a
it in.
really high steal. Yeah, he wouldn't have tried to steal that one. That would have been hard.
Yeah.
I think our cove is like another hour maybe away. If we just go forward, we could wait there till we find him.
That makes
But
sense.
if we don't find him, you all owe me 16 gold and a rapier, and I just start walking away.
How do we owe you money? This is...
You're a pirate that got stolen from. Apparently, a pirate that got stolen from. I think that's seriously on you. Aren't you the pilferer?
Did I or did I not buy you food and liquor back at the other place?
Well, you did. I don't really see how that implies your ability to get
I'm
stolen
just saying that I was being generous, and you might not find me as generous in the future.
How about we find someone for you to steal from, and then we
That
will
works.
be even.
That works, as long as they're an easy target.
from. That's fair.
Moving
Now,
along.
do you think
Probably
Drow
some
is an easy
human in
target?
town, I guess.
Rembrandt looks at Siren or Saren after Klaak says that, sort of looking up and down. Like,
The town right now is in this absolutely. There's lots of humans there, but they're all in. It's not a good place to be right now. Everything's been since the disappearance. It's bad.
the disappearance.
The theft. Everybody got robbed. You'll see. Maybe if you're there, maybe you could help.
It's not
get
really
us-
our MO, but
Might get us some food and some place to sleep if we help some. But although if it's a
I
drow,
mean-
if it's a Durga outpost or a drow outpost, they have a nasty habit of attacking you, Klaak. I don't.
Hey, Remy, can you fix gemstones?
Well, sure, of course I can. I mean, I made Godfrey. You think a couple of gems are going to be what holds me back? Taking credit for the thing he does not understand.
A magical one.
Well, probably, given enough time. I'd have to examine it for quite some time, though.
Okay. Well, not here because I'm afraid you'll drop it down, but I have something I need you to fix.
It's a good call. All right.
Aathos is
Onwards
going
and
to tap Remy on the shoulder as we're going.
You say, oh, God, you really need to do something about. Just, please, something a bit more, approachable, please.
And as Remy screams, Huxley, you feel a tug at your back.
Huxley looks behind him.
So whatever Remy screamed about clearly is you. And as you're there, you turn around just feeling like the last strap on your backpack get cut. And that was the tug. And you see this tall drow there in the shadow look surprised because Remy's scream obviously startled you. Nobody else is seeing this. This is just you turning around. And this drow looks and sprints back down the path, taking your backpack with them. Is it Richard?
No more headband of intellect to worry about. We're good. We're safe, guys. We're safe.
Behind us, though.
Your coin pouch went first, so whatever treasure you have, but the second one I rolled a 2
Huxley
on.
didn't get to make any perception rolls on that?
I was rolling against your passive perceptions because you guys were not looking for anything like this.
Okay.
So I used your passive perception on everything.
Okay. I don't see any reason why Huxley would chase her. He's just gonna shrug it off and be like, I suppose she needed it more than I did.
How loud
Do you
can you
want to
say
say that
that?
out loud so that other people know something happened?
No, he doesn't want the group to get into a kerfuffle about it.
Oh, Huxley ignores it, so we'll cut back to Remy, who's just startled poor.
Yeah,
poor
you really
Klaak.
need to be much more. Can you please just do something more approachable, please? I think it's the teeth. You know, the teeth. No, I don't need it to demonstrate. Just. You were trying to tell me something.
The drow captain. Could he turn into the drow captain from the before on the ship?
Sure.
Okay, there we go.
I wouldn't quite call that more approachable, but
And-
at least you blend in more.
Next moment, is this absolutely it's probably a more.
So how does it look
clean
when he
illusion.
changes? Like the transition process. Can you describe that for me?
I can. Well, if you would like to, go right ahead, Aathos.
If you have a plan for it as a DM, feel free.
Well, I already described how it happened, so you can describe it however you want. I mean, those are instantaneous, but if you would like to describe it differently, you may.
I literally just sort of picture it almost like a gradient going against an image, and it just shifts from one form to the other. Almost as if like the size and the shape doesn't really matter. It's just a shift.
That really is quite impressive. I wonder if I can put that on Godfrey. What are you making? No. You're trying to tell me something. Yes. What? So, can you speak common?
If the Wolfman is in front of us and the way is sealed, then he's stuck too.
So we'll run into him if we keep going forward, yes? But don't we think the Wolfman's down there, right? Now, did you see the Wolfman at any... I assume you would have told us, wouldn't you?
And then he holds up the
Saw some
papers that he grabbed
shadows.
from the book from before.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes,
sorry,
thank you, whatever your name is.
I'm gonna pull those papers out that I sleight of handed off of the Wolfman. While I'm walking, and I'm gonna look at those.
Okay, taking a moment. You want to do that while you're walking, or you want to stop and look at those?
I didn't think we were still moving. I thought we were trying to figure out what we were doing. We just sort of decided to go forward, and then there was a scream.
Well, that was kind of it, but she's saying while she's going. That's why I don't want to step on.
If
her
we're
toes.
stopped, then yeah, I'll take a second.
Oh, okay, great. You start peeking at these papers and whatnot. It appears to be a map with notes written in it.
Okay.
I have to look at your languages again really quick.
Common, primordial, thieves' cant, and test.
Yep. And it is not written in any of those.
Okay. I'm gonna pass it down the line and say, any of you can read this? This was on the Wolfman.
So you pass
Lore
it over to
Master,
yeah, I don't think Klaak can read.
Lore Master, I will need your assistance, and I'll try to pass the papers to Huxley.
So Sarah takes them like, ooh, a map, and passes it on to Remy.
Can you read it?
Can I read it? I only speak Common and Infernal.
On my screen it is. I don't understand. My screen is showing me. I'm getting messages that I'm not in the right spot, but on my screen I'm in the perfect spot.
Yeah, I'm stranger. I'm stranger.
I'm still right. I'm still right.
Oh, okay. It's the name. I get it. What we're saying. That's what they meant. I thought they meant like position on the screen. Yeah, I can fix that. I was like totally not getting what I was being told. So sorry about that. Remy, as it passes you, this is written in Tiefling.
Oh, I can.
And make
I can
an
read
investigation roll for me, please.
this. Oh, interesting. I thought it was just bits of scrap, nothing important. Where'd you get this? In the 15.
15. It is enough to let you recognize that you have seen this script before and recently, written in some of the marginalia of the journal that you lost.
Right, these are notes that I've like the ones in the journal, but different. More. Do they look way more recent, or
Same
can I
handwriting is
discern that?
what I'm getting at.
Exact same hand. Oh, this is a bit of the journal.
Got it off the
think-
Wolfman.
So
Like,
he
when
does
was
have
walking-
it.
When I was walking away, I just kind of put my hand in his pocket and took whatever I could.
It's a shame you couldn't find more. And Remy's like very excitedly keeps reading more and more of it.
For 16 gold.
And Rembrandt starts laughing if he hears that. Because Aathos is right behind him, right? So starts snickering as he's reading.
You can
but
read
I'm starting
back
to like
there.
you. Yes, you didn't, Klaak, you didn't think I could read.
We have how many lore masters do we have?
What?
Are you just talking about people who can read?
Yes, is this not a magical skill?
No.
I can't read.
I mean,
Why
it
did
can
both
feel
put-
magical at times.
I can read just fine.
Why did Bose put you in charge of reading and deciphering things if you cannot read?
I have my book of Lathander memorized.
How did you... Wait, why do you have a book if you already have it memorized?
So that way
And
when
can't
other
read it in the
people-
first place.
Well, you see, the book is marked by sentences, so I can open the book, and through a way in which it categorizes itself, I can point people to the right scriptures.
Huxley, you can't count above like 12. How can you know
I can count. It just takes me time.
How long does it take for you to find a passage in that thing? It's gargantuan.
The Book of Lathander isn't that big.
Oh, it's
Only about that
sons
big.
are big. That's fairly big. You know how much parchment goes for these days.
It's a pamphlet of Lathander.
Remy just assumes all religious books are massive. He doesn't really read them.
As you are going over this, looking at the map and whatnot, you're realizing that some of the names are wrong, but you're looking at a map of the mountains. You're looking at what you think might be the wall, and some of these scribbles in this hand-drawn map mention the wall, talk about 2 ways in, and talk about, and it asks about dungeon ? But it's pointing actually to the wall where you were, that area, that divide.
I want to see how far behind you my stream is.
Poor Remy really does jump in real life. Love you, brother. Funniest part of the show.
Did you hear what he yelled?
No, Weasel.
No.
I want to see how far behind the stream I am.
Yeah, my buddy. Shout out to Coley.
Hey,
who just
Coley.
burst into my hi Coley, thanks for watching, pal. If you can donate if you want a shout out, and you don't have to run all the way upstairs. Sorry about that. You were saying, John?
I don't know, but I watched Remy jump, and it was awesome. So this map that you're looking at is actually part of the wall, which the viewers can see on the right behind me is that mountain range, and it's indicating the name of a city that you've never heard of before and whatnot. And some of the other things mentioned on it are Ochiroko, where he might have gotten in, and it's this scribbled handwriting that, again, you saw inside that journal as well.
Okay, and so is dungeon what I think is referring, like where a dungeon is written? Is it written like in conjunction with Ochiroko, the first entrance, and the second entrance? Or?
Right, which both appear to be on this path between the mountains that you were previously in. So the individual.
Okay, but it's definitely a different path than what we're currently on.
It mentions 2 paths, and yeah, it appears to be that there's 2 entrances.
Okay, but aren't we headed back in the direction of Ochiroko right now? Like as far as we know.
Ochiroko is a person. So
sorry, I'm down.
Where you entered, the Wall Tavern, then you entered through this the Harrowing Way is actually the passage. So you're headed back up towards the Harrowing Way the same way as you left the Harrowing Way to get.
The wall. Sorry, I was thinking Ochiroko was the name, but I realized this area is called the Wall. It doesn't even have a city name, so I was being
correct.
Dumb. So remember, we'll sort of look at this. Well, we're headed in one of the right directions, I suppose, but.
And Lore Master Aathos, you haven't had a chance to see it yet, so.
Yeah, and so what I'm getting from the gist of this is back where we come from, the wall is one entrance, and the opposite direction is another entrance. That's dungeon, right? That's what I'm getting from the 2 paths.
If you'd like to make an insight roll, or I can.
There's no way. I'm trying to just discern what. Yeah, I'm just trying to discern what I know right now. Like if that dungeon was pointed on the other way.
From your PC's perspective, the only entrance that you came down here would be up here, and it's talking about there's another entrance, and it's pointing somewhere in the Harrowing Way, but there's a question mark, so that's why it's 2 entrances.
Okay, and the Harrowing Way is that same passage that runs between the mountains, right?
Yep, you got it.
Okay. So if anybody will sort of look at this and say, and sort of, it seems like the entrance we came in was where the person from the journal answered, but apparently there's another way in and out. I'm not sure where exactly, but maybe we should be on the lookout for that as well. Maybe that's where the wolfkin, or whatever it was, the wolfman, maybe that's where he entered from. Or maybe that's a potential exit strategy for him.
I think it will take him a long time to go another way.
That's fair. So, on to this next town, I suppose? The disappearing town. Does it have a name? And he looks to Saran.
It says the disappearing town? You mean back up in the way. Yeah, we can continue on and go back into the way. That's where I want to go, if you'll let me.
Rembrandt will look to Klaak.
He knows a lot
about
so
us. Far.
I don't like that. Normally when humans know too much, it's never good for anyone.
That's fair. I suppose that's why Huxley keeps to knowing so little.
I knew it was going to come.
I have to. It's on brand. So Klaak, you've been our guide so far. I see no reason why that should change.
I think to find this man of wolf, we'll have to hire some kind of tracker. I don't think any of us have the skills to chase him down.
We also need to find Godfrey before too long. I do believe he would come back for me, but maybe my command was too vague.
Nobody's thinking that it was pretty precise. Chase the wolf kind.
Or get Nerida.
Yeah, he called. I don't know if. Rembrandt did yell, bring Nerida back, but I don't know if Godfrey heard that.
That was afterwards when I said he's probably long out of shot.
Yeah. But
unless you have a
Rembrandt
mental
will...
link. Is it a mental link with your dog that I don't
No,
know
it's
about?
not. It's not.
I didn't think
no.
so. Okay.
No. But Rembrandt will say, well, it seems all directions point further down this path. That's where Godfrey will be. That's where this town is, and that's where we might find the wolf. So onwards, I suppose.
Do we have any way to conceal how we look? I believe we've, as a group, killed a few people in town.
Wait, that's the same town.
Yes, I mean, this is the same path I brought you down before. We're going right back to where we were running.
Well, this
from.
whole place confuses me so.
Like I said, it would take a few weeks to go another way.
Rembrandt sort of looks at himself. I've never really been much for subtlety when it comes to crowds. And gestures at his horns.
That's an impressive crown you're wearing. We're going to assume that you're moving along while you're having this conversation since Remy's trying to push you along. About an hour or so later, you make that final turn into the upward angle that would lead along this narrow passageway. Up ahead, you start to hear a scraping sound. It seems to be something digging, somebody using a shovel, and it's grappling against stone. In fact, it's multiple shovels. You can hear it now, scraping away rapidly. It might be somebody trying to get into you.
Klaak, what's that noise?
Don't know. I don't know. It doesn't sound like anything I've heard before.
I will stealth ahead. See if I can figure out what it is.
Here you don't have to worry about falling off the 2-inch path or the 24-inch path, so you guys can get around each other and whatnot, with just pressing yourself up against
I was still at the front, I think.
You were. You absolutely were,
She's our point girl.
Yep. So you go stealthing ahead, putting out your 5-foot, or are you leaving your dagger behind, or what are you doing?
Yeah,
I'm just stealthy with a light source, so.
I'm just giving it to Klaak and say, hold these for me for a second. I will check out what's ahead.
Okay.
Passing off the eyeball and the dagger, you blend in with the shadows, move up ahead. The rest of the group with all their light sources now on them, back shadowing everything as you stay near the wall. you stealth ahead, but you can't see in the dark is the problem. So you're up against the wall, you get close to the sounds, and you know you're within 15 to 20 feet of this scraping ahead of you. But you're in pitch blackness, so...
Yeah, I'm good. That's right. I can't see in the dark. I forgot about that. I forgot my own character's limitations.
Yeah. Nerida, here, take these. Wait.
But you don't hear any conversations. Always fail forward. So the one thing that you were, as a rogue, you were like, maybe I can hear people what they're talking about, but you don't hear any voices. What you do hear instead sounds more like a maybe a child's cry, like whimpering.
Okay.
So maybe there's a group of children working in front of you as they scrape along on the stone.
I'm going to... Yeah. I'm going to, feeling along the wall, make my way back and just whisper to the others. It sounds like whimpering. I can't tell if it is your child, if it is your dog. I cannot tell.
Well, if it's Godfrey, he might be in pain. He might be in trouble. Come on! And Brent starts trying to get everyone to come on.
Here, let me have the light back, please.
Here you go.
You're not gonna be very.
Thank you.
And I slap the goblin eye back in your hand.
Thank you.
That's 40 feet, right?
This poor goblin eye is getting really more malleable every time he gets slapped around with rotting eyeballs.
Yeah, it's just goop. But it's gonna be goop by the end of it.
Klaak's
It is ironic
known for
that
his...
it is our eye of seeing right now.
Klaak's known for his
and the
manual
world wondered what
dexterity.
happened to Vecna's eye, but we now know.
Yeah.
You move up the corridor, and sure enough, after you guys get within the 60 feet, radius or the dim lighting and whatnot, you see Godfrey scrabbling at the ground at this end of this rock wall that Klaak had come through and led you all through. And Godfrey's digging at it, and you can see all the claw marks, but it's solid stone, and he can't dig through solid stone, but he is determined to get at that wolf. And when he hears his master come up behind him, his little head turns to the right, his little eyeballs, back.
Oh, there you are, boy! Come here!
He jumps up and down and hops and runs to you, and
Oh, I missed you so much. Oh.
Good
boy. Good. Did you find something?
And he bounces off and jumps back from you, looking much friendlier than the other one when he changed shape on the rear end and runs back over and starts scrabbling at the thing. But there's some interesting things that you notice now as he's pawing and trying to push at the stone, and that's that about 2 feet above his head there's some deep gouges and scratches that appear fresh in the stone.
Oh, dear, what happened to that nasty wolf man? Did he hurt you? He
rolls over on the ground, letting you search over him, and he appears uninjured.
What's in the stone on the wall?
Yeah.
The scratches appear to be large claw marks that dug through, not just scratching the surface, but getting almost 1/4 of an inch into this stone.
Oh.
Did he break the goblin mechanism that I found to open and close the door?
You work at the mechanism and push on the door, and the door doesn't appear to open at all. So something has happened to the mechanism. Or at least it's not moving outward the way it did before.
I investigate the mechanism to see if I can see what's broken with it.
Make an investigation roll for us.
17.
The mechanism appears to be working perfectly fine.
The artificer would also love to understand the interworkings of a magic goblin door, so if he sees Nerida checking it up, he'll definitely try and understand it.
Well, you just push the button and it opens. It's nothing too special.
Make an arcane roll for me.
Okay. 8. Wow. Not my shiny moment.
It actually is. It's this button that Klaak has designated correctly activates by pure magic alone to release this door. So what you're realizing is a historic spell. Or at least that's what you take away from it.
Yeah. Interesting. And Rembrandt sort of starts playing with Klaak. I'm not very. I think I saw you here, right? And he's sort of double checking that trying to press into the wall.
Huxley, you and Aathos at the back. What are you two doing?
I'm going to be looking around and being really wary because personal thoughts are if we've come to this end and the Wolfman is not here and there are gouges in the stone, then he probably tried to get out but didn't. So either he found another way out or he's hiding here with us.
And Huxley?
And Huxley is just ever so casually sometimes checking behind him and stuff like that, just in case the drow is coming back.
At one point, I would like you to make a perception roll for me, Huxley. And Huxley, while they're all working up there focused on the door, you are certain that in the shadowy light of the various lights that are here, you've seen a shadow move just at the farthest edge, as if it came a little too close to the light and then it backs away.
Huxley is going to see if he can slink off away from the group.
It appears that Aathos would notice you because he also is looking.
Huxley then tells Aathos, keep an eye on the group, and then he's gonna slink off.
He's going to follow him anyway and say, buddy system.
Aathos,
I will scream.
And moments later, you guys hear this scream from Huxley. Oh, I just
I meant I will scream if something bad starts to happen.
Oh, I thought you were.
Oh, I thought you were saying I will scream.
Yeah, that was what okay. It wasn't just me. I was like,
just that. Like you're that mad at Aathos.
Yeah. All right, so never mind. There's a whispered conversation happening. Go ahead.
So it normally goes like this, and you just press right here.
But it's not going. This is how. There must be something
I'll
wrong
get
with
it
the
to
magic.
move, and I'll just start trying to use my sword to just open the rock face.
You're not sure. You're sure that won't break it?
The rock? I want the rock to break.
No, the sword.
Oh, this is Goblin made. You can't break this.
Aren't these chasms Goblin made? They've been breaking this entire time.
Oh, we could still get through them though. We got here, right? It's fine.
Now, what are your plot points good for, players?
Finding another way out.
Everybody else goes silent. Plot points are not just for adjusting dice rolls. That is actually their secondary feature. Plot points are for adjusting the plot to your favor. And specifically, the example I always give is actually incredibly similar to this.
Now,
I know every one of you has heard it.
Is there how much would? Well, I don't know how much that would cost.
The only thing I can think about is I know a guy, and that doesn't fit the situation.
No, I don't think it's plot points either, is it?
I know a guy. He's a Durgar that likes to travel.
I think it's just like finding hidden doors and other stuff.
Yeah. Okay. How many plots?
It's to create an out.
Yeah. Plot points are to adjust the story in any way that you can imagine. So therefore, what you can do is, if you need a creative solution to a problem, but it's not present, you basically ask the DM, hey, this is what we want to try. What would that cost in plot points? And then you decide if you want to do it or not. And it's up to the DM to make it believable in whatever way the DM wants. So in other words, DM, like this, we're at a dead end. We're being chased by the Minotaur that's coming. We need a secret door. So the DM puts a secret door there, but you don't know where it is. So the DM says, all right, it's 10 points. But you guys have no idea where it is, so you'd have to spend 10 minutes looking. So you say, all right, instead of that, DM, what would it take for a secret door that Nerida or Klaak is going to notice and whatnot? And the DM figures all that out, says, all right, that'll be about 15 to 20 plot points and whatnot. And the group says, yeah, we all pitch in and we do this. And the next thing you know, it's like, okay, Klaak, you notice something. Or Nerida, you notice something. And the DM figures out why this would be there and fills in all those details to make the story believable. That's what plot points are for. Everybody just tends to focus on, I want to adjust my dice.
So how many plot points would it be that 7 dwarves but 7 goblins are now needing to use this mine entrance to come in, so they're using it the other way to come through the door and rush past us to go in to this old goblin tunnel?
that would be about 150 plot points. Because that is not what's happening out there. I could not even make that realistically believable.
7 NPCs appear.
I like the request.
Hi-ho.
So basically, like saying,
go?
how much would it
How
cost
many-
to get a teleportation orb and a healing spring?
How about how many plot points for I don't know, maybe what do we think about like a different goblin mechanism or something like that being in the same chamber, feeling a sort of a different secret, but maybe one that can still move.
Are you looking for a different way out or a different way to use this way out?
Go with a different way out.
You want a different way out? Is it a way out that you're gonna like easily find, or just make a different way out that you guys can like role play and find?
I enjoy role play. You guys like role play?
Okay, well, having a different way out is easy. You can have that for 15 plot points. That's easy.
All right, I got. You want to go halfsies, Spooks?
Yeah, sure. I'll chuck in
All
10,
right.
actually. I'll do 2/3.
All right, I'll do 5.
Okay. All right, so there's another way out, but you guys got to role play it to find it.
Yeah. So there's got to be something. There's got to be something around.
What about that little cavern where we found the bear, not person thing? If this is the same way back.
Possibly.
Oh.
Maybe there was something left on him that we didn't see as well. Maybe something linking him to, the wolf or the what's the name of that dreadful house?
I start shining my light around, my squishy eye goop around.
Yeah, and I'm kind of wondering what happens to Huxley, who is wandering off a little bit, and Aathos, who has stopped halfway between Huxley and the rest of the group.
Man, our team isn't really good about awareness, are we?
Huxley.
There's no I in team, but there is an M and an E.
Huxley is gone as far as you guys are noticing as you're starting to look around now, and Aathos is
great.
kind of at a distance. I don't know if you stayed within the light distance or not, Aathos.
It's hard to say. It depends on how far Huxley would have gone, because he's just trying to stay at a halfway point between the two as best he can.
Sounds like we might need to pin to Huxley.
Huxley, was there a stopping point for you, Huxley? Because you said you were stealthing out and going out that direction.
Huxley was just going out into where he saw the shadows were in case he sees the person.
Interestingly enough, there's nobody there where you see it, but what you do notice, because you have that knack for seeing where other humans can't, am I correct in remembering that for your character?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I remembered that. So yeah, there's this individual pressed up against the wall who, body language and everything, you do not have to be very smart for this one, figures, I'm totally invisible to you, you stupid human. And they're just kind of like standing perfectly still near the wall, just waiting for you to kind of walk on by. So
Is it the drow?
It is. The same drow you saw earlier. She's pressed up against the wall, nice and still, and does not have your backpack on her, though.
Hi, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I really need my stuff back, and so does Nerida.
As you do that, like, the drow literally fumbles really quick and grabs this
Don't
blade,
panic.
totally shocked, and pulls out the blade defensively against you.
I just want my stuff back. And Nerida's. Out of the two of them, if you could give me the girl's stuff, you can keep my stuff.
Are you talking in a full voice or a whispered voice?
A whisper.
Okay. The drow looks at you and says, "How do you see me?"
It doesn't matter. Look, this is a chance to start over. I know you don't want any trouble, neither do I.
She glances very quick to the right by the passageway that she's followed you up and says, "I can't. I have to feed my family." And she's speaking in a common tongue, so
You can keep the 20 gold pieces off of me, but I really need the items back.
She takes a kind of tentative step and says, "What's to stop me just running away now?"
Nothing.
Make a persuasion roll.
Yeah, let's.
got a chance.
Let's a good roll there.
And-
Oh.
Wow, that was a 1. I didn't even get a chance to put that on the screen, but I'm gonna let everybody see that. That's a. And with that, you're like nothing, and she's like bolts away. She takes off. running
Huxley
down.
lets her go.
And Aathos, you hear some footsteps running away quickly, so obviously Huxley's running after something.
Okay,
Taking some
I
liberties.
guess I'll try to run along too, since I probably don't see where Huxley went, but I'm hearing footsteps.
Do you have any vision for in the dark?
I don't.
Moments later, Huxley, you get barreled into in the back by Aathos.
Can Huxley try to make a strength check to stay standing as Aathos just kind of like hits into him?
Sure. Yeah, go for it. I love it.
God, how heavy is Athos?
Aathos, go ahead and make an opposed
not
strength roll.
Is this one of those that I can fail on purpose?
Sure.
Then I'll just fall on my butt. It's fine.
You bash into her and whatnot, and and Huxley takes a couple steps forward before he catches himself and whatnot. And you bounce off the wall, and you guys hear this kind of a crash.
Did you
it's somewhat heavy as Aathos hits the ground with a less than ladylike drow softness. And you guys hear all this as you realize Huxley's gone, Aathos is gone, and there's this sudden thump on the ground.
Are you okay, Aathos? No, sorry, I don't know your name's Aathos. What was it? Nobody's here?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Pretend I'm not here, yeah.
Pretend I'm not here.
He just starts making incoherent noises.
Can I call you Pretend?
Face into the dirt.
Do you revert back to your normal self?
You know what? Yeah, we'll say yeah.
Athos.exe stops responding.
Basically.
Huxley's gonna try and help Aathos to his feet.
Pedro's so.
How strong are you?
He's got a 15 in strength.
It's pretty good strength. All right, you start lifting, and you realize that this fabric-covered metal construction is really heavy.
Can you help me out a little bit, buddy? Can you get your feet under you? I'm so sorry if I gave you a startle. I was just investigating something.
Total limp noodle at the moment.
Okay, Huxley's gonna try and help drag him back to the group.
I'm laughing because Spicy Shih Tzu was typing in, and all of a sudden it's like the bot tried to change something with Aathos.exe, and I'm like, wow. Oh, that's funny. All right. So what are the rest of the group doing? Klaak, what are you doing? You guys were supposed to be finding
I don't
another
think
way out.
anyone tried to stop me from using my sword to leverage open the door, so...
Nope. Make a strength roll, please.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, Rembrandt raised a concern, but it wasn't convincing to Klaak at all.
It's a 19.
You start pulling on this. Literally, as a goblin, you know this whole leverage idea. You get up, wedge yourself in there, and start, because you're pulling against it, you can't fight against it, and then you just start forcing your strength, using yourself as the lever, putting this tip in there, pushing against it, and as you do, you start to see the sword start to bend slightly, a little bit, and whatnot. Do you want to keep pushing, or what?
No. What has
as
happened?
you let go, the sword straightens right back out. You're just fine.
Oh.
I have a question. With that hit against the wall, how many more plot points would it cost me to make it to where the impact, where I'm assuming my head smashed into the wall, might have broken off a compartment that led to another button to open the door with?
None. Well, actually, because I already did the other one. So, you can have it for free. There's you bounced into the wall and a little compartment opens. I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
It's
I
very
like it.
creative. I love it when players find their own answers.
Yeah,
By the way,
with
Nerida, if you're wondering why your plot points went up, it was because you actually named the answer earlier that was there. There was another way
did?
out earlier. Yeah, you did.
Mhm.
And I was like, boop, there you go.
The
So your plot
back
points went up.
when she mentioned the cave.
Yep.
The bear cave, yeah.
Which was alluded to all the way sessions ago by the Durgar who just
Yep.
went out. And it was like, but they didn't go out this way because all they had to do was connect the dots. The wall never said a bunch of Durgar came out. They went out a different way. And when Nerida mentioned it, I'm like, there you go. But it appears that we found another lever here, which with a quick thing and a button, you hear a grinding up there, Klaak. So clearly your prying was working because something, it's now grinding. You can see it vibrating, and you hear on the other side rocks falling and whatnot as the door tries to open but can't. And as Aathos, presses this button, he just happens to have done it when he was getting back up, let's say a foot thing, whatever. I didn't really think about it. The wall that's vibrating, trying to get out, instead, right next to it, a passage opens as if to relieve the pressure. So there's another passage right up near this door that has just opened, and it leads into darkness, and there's a staircase going up.
This might be good. Everyone. Come. Look. Someone. Am I seeing things?
Oh, I see it too.
Okay. I don't know about stairs going up. That seems weird.
What do you mean? Most stairs go up, don't they?
Or down.
But if there's a down, then there's an up. And if there's an up, there's a down.
Exactly.
I don't worry about what you're superstitious about. You don't worry about what I'm superstitious about.
Oh, this is a super... Goblins don't like going up. I would assume you'd have to climb on a lot of things.
We're in a cave, and then we're at ground level, and now this goes up. This is weird.
Thank you, Pupper, for that gift of a tier 1 sub to Plot Points. We really appreciate you helping us to make a community here. God bless you. Much appreciated.
Thanks, Pupper. You rock.
Absolutely. I'm all about the pupper.
Godfrey the Pupper the stream. Hey, you didn't
Okay.
tell me you taught your dog how to do Twitch.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys are heading up the stairs then? About 20 feet up, this little tiny goblin staircase leads further up the mountain where you find a similar lever that Colton is able to activate like before, only this one opens up about 30 feet up, looking out over the Harrowing Way and some of these buildings down below. An ancient goblin ledge clearly used to defend the lower door. It's a perfect defensive point for bowmen and whatnot. And as below, so above, it blends in perfectly. You're looking down. Easily you can get out now if you want and just exit here.
What time is it outside? Because we've been down here for a while.
Yeah, it's the middle of the night, and here's the really interesting thing. The town is in turmoil. Up and down the Harrowing Way, you see numerous lights on. You can hear the sounds of combat and battle. There's a scream in the distance. People are rioting. The walled tavern that you were in before is burning. And it's not the only place. Numerous places, the smell of smoke, the sounds of burning and whatnot, and there's yelling and screaming, and you can hear people moving about. For those of you with good vision, you can see down below you a small group of children that are hidden down, hiding in the rocks at the back of what is the corner of the cow tavern, or excuse me, the cow corral and whatnot. The place is on fire. I would like each of you to make a perception roll to see what you hear to make out from some of these voices.
Sean, can you check your DMs real quick? I have a character question.
Sure. Yeah, that's totally character, buddy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, natural 20.
Nat 20? Oh my goodness. Wow, we got 20s, we got a 19.
Oh, God.
No, Klaak
How many
rolled
points for that to
strength.
be true?
Oh, that was 16. There you go.
How many plot points for that to be true?
That's like a serious game changer for that
Yeah?
to be true.
If it's out of the question, I just love the idea.
Oh, that would be like
Could be a smaller version of that.
that's what I'm going for, is a smaller version. I'm like, I could do this. I can do this. We're gonna make it totally within reach. 25 points.
All right, done. I'll give you 25 of my points. It's my dumb idea.
Okay.
It turns out it's the Demogorgon from down
You
below.
guys are hearing this shouting back and forth, and Klaak, Huxley, where's Nerida? Nerida doesn't get it. Klaak and Remy, you guys can hear the conversation of the kids down below talking about what has happened and the fact that the South has now attacked, and they came in not as a giant army, but they came in stealthily and have stolen every gem from this place. They are robbing all the wall, and now the people are in an uproar trying to figure out and capture the humans from the South that have snuck in and robbed this place, making it destitute for all time. They're like, all the wealth is gone from this place. I mean, there's coppers and there's metals left, but all the gems have been stolen, and the South did it in one sneaky raid. And that's what you're coming out on as you look out on the fact that people are burning, rioting, accusing their neighbors, and you remember that the Wall Tavern had a human owner. Who knows what's happened to him? We'll pick it up there next week as you guys look out and decide, are you going to enter into this mess and all that's happening, or are you going to flee back inside the Underdark where at least it's not on fire? Come back next week to figure out more on plot points. In the meantime, let's take it away. You guys can talk about what you would like them to tune into. And Colton, you're going to start us off, and then you pick your Vic while I go and figure out who we should redeem. Give a PC inspiration to Colton. But Colton, I thought you already have an inspiration. Oh.
I think I gave it to somebody. I think I used mine for somebody, or I used it for myself. I don't remember.
Okay, well, I will make that in there and happen thanks to Pupper. And what?
Like during our Doggo campaign. Doggo, crocodile, jackalope.
Okay, well, we're getting you in there now.
I am the Notlock in German for no apparent reason. When I joined Twitch, that's what I picked. I like to roleplay. I got Samurai Jesus, got me into it a couple years ago. And I don't think I can play a game that doesn't involve some level of roleplay now. So I really enjoy doing this. Hopefully you guys find it entertaining and are having fun with us when we come and try to do these stories and things like that, because I really do. I have ordered some stuff for my streaming setup, and I'm pretty excited about it, so I won't have to steal my 18-year-old's bedroom when I go to stream. And so hopefully I can get that set up either this week or next week, and then I can start doing stuff. Again, Samurai Jesus bought me a game that he wants me to do in character. It's a Call to Cthulhu. I guess it's a 5-hour detective horror game, and so I'll probably be doing a 2-part stream of that, and I'll pass it over to Stranger.
And you can find me online here on Thursday nights. You can also find me at Deca Queers on the Twitters. You can find me at decaqueers.com, where I run a queer D&D podcast that I haven't updated in a while because of reasons.
Because she's busy here.
With things. Pass it to Spooks.
Oh, hello. I don't have a whole lot going on at the moment, but I got a Twitter where I like to post little scribbles and things like that with pencil work. You could just look it up at Spooks Salty on Twitter, I suppose. Just gonna keep it moving right along from here. Alex, why don't you regale the audience about who you are?
I do like the Southern lawyer.
Miss
Yeah,
Marty.
we
Yes.
switched right.
Hello. My name's Alex, and I do this thing called a podcast with my two siblings. It's called Three Minds. You can check it out. 3minds@buzzsprout.com. New episodes may be coming soon. Because our lives aren't necessarily slowing down, but they're getting eventful enough to be another episode worthy. Because my sister is getting married this weekend. So this Saturday, if you guys are just having thoughts for them, maybe throw some our way. Make sure everything. This has been a COVID wedding that's been delayed several times, so we expect anything that can go wrong will go wrong at this point.
I'm thinking in celebration of that, we should do our first ever Twitch dance, which is actually there for people to buy, but let's give them a freebie. So let's do like a 10-second Twitch dance. All right, whatever your favorite dance rule is, go for it, people. Come on, Colton, get into it. We're dancing.
Come on, Colton, dance,
There you go.
buddy.
Woo!
What?
Raise the roof.
That's it. I
That's
didn't know
for
we
your
were did
sister's
this.
wedding. There you
Is
go.
this like a cold? It's like a cold stone thing.
There you
Cold.
go. That's our first dance.
Normally I'm like a lean back kind of guy, Like a lean back.
Well, hey, at least
You
we're
know?
not doing the
Oh,
duo.
wait, girl, I don't know how to dance.
Oh my
The
god.
beauty is
Okay,
it's
that's
Twitch.
gonna be on the internet forever. But yeah.
People
So
can buy
shout
that
out to my
whenever they
sister.
want.
Yeah. Oh.
All right, and then who's your last person? Is it? think we have one last
Kitty, right?
Yeah, Kitty's
Yeah.
got like some big news, I think.
Yeah,
Hi,
she got
it's just a short video. But video is up on my YouTube channel. If anybody's interested in checking it out, feel free to go stop by my channel. It's 40 seconds.
Sweet.
Anybody else left? That's it?
No, just me. Our viewers are the one that brought in the PCs being robbed. Our viewers are the ones that brought in giving direction. Our viewers are the 12th man of our show. So we want to thank you for joining us at our table and being part of our game.
Night.
Bye.
Doop doop.
Woo woo.